I'm Lauren Mulliken. I am a acute lymphoblastic leukemia survivor. I was not feeling well for a few weeks. I had some flu symptoms, but you don't really think much of it. And I eventually went to my physician's office, and to rule some things out, they ordered a blood test. And whenever they got the results, it was obvious that something was not right. So they directly admitted me to Anderson, and they ran multiple tests that night.
Her initial blood test, there was obviously something wrong with it, but we didn't even know exactly why she was being admitted.
I knew that they were doing everything that they could to figure out what was going on.
She was fortunate enough to be admitted to a room that didn't have another patient in it at the time.
The doctor came in after they got the results from the blood tests and the CAT scan and told us that there was a mass in my liver and that they most likely thought I had leukemia or lymphoma.
But the doctor, and particularly Nurse Riley, spent an incredible amount of time and effort with us, explaining what that meant, explaining that more tests needed to be done, that nothing is conclusive yet.
Because I was in a room by myself, my entire family was able to be with me. My aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa, cousins, mom, dad, brother.
There were a lot of us in the room. We definitely needed that time to absorb the information, get our thoughts together.
It's a lot to make someone understand, and I think we were all in such shock that nothing was really absorbed that day.
There's been a strong relationship shown between healing and the patient's environments. And private rooms are critical to being able to create that type of environment.
Our current patient rooms are designed to be semi-private, and what that means is that they're designed for 2 patients. When you have 2 patients in a room, you obviously have 2 beds, you have furniture for 2 patients, in addition to a lot of medical equipment for 2 patients.
Private rooms at Anderson Hospital is a very important issue. Privacy for all patients through the HIPAA laws, and Anderson works very hard to continue to have privacy in our hospital, but it's very difficult when there's 2 patients in the room to maintain this privacy.
There's times that as a nurse you need to have those private conversations with patients. You ask a lot of questions about their medical history or their family history, and patients aren't always willing to share that information if they know that there's a lot of people in the room that can hear that.
I think the key piece about the private room project is that until you really have a time when you're in the hospital, you don't understand how critical it is for privacy. They need private space. And what we've got at Anderson is we've got a set of rooms that are currently not private rooms. We're going to convert all those rooms to private rooms, and that's the essence of this project.
In addition to having a complete new environment, meaning the entire unit will be designed differently for the staff and for patients and visitors, the rooms themselves are very uniquely designed to incorporate safety features, to incorporate more room. As I mentioned earlier, with our current semi-private rooms, the space becomes an issue. So with new private rooms, it enables us to have more room, more space for the patient, for the families, for the caregivers.
I think by the grace of God, these professionals that came into our lives knew that we were going to be facing this difficult time. They were able to, by whatever means, keep that room private, even though it was not an official private room for us. And it really made a difference.
Whenever something like that happens, all you want to do is be with your family, because you don't know how much time you have left with them.